Lord spake to Moses and Aaron, and said, A man in whose skin and flesh riseth diverse colour, either whelk, either as some shining thing, that is, a wound of leprosy, he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, either to one of any of his sons. And when he seeth the leprosy, or mesalry in the skin, and the hair changed into white colour, and that the species of leprosy is lower than the other skin in the flesh, it is a wound of leprosy, and he shall be separated at the doom of the priest. Sithly, if the shining whiteness that is in the skin neither is lower than the t'other flesh, and the hairs be of the former colour, the priest shall enclose him 7 days, and the priest shall behold him in the 7th day. And sithly, if the leprosy wax not further, neither passeth the former terms in the flesh, against the priest shall enclose him again 7 other days, and he shall behold him in the 7th day. If the leprosy is then dark, and waxeth not in the flesh, the priest shall cleanse him, that is, shall deem him to be clean, for it is a scab, and the man shall wash his clothes, and he shall be clean. That if the leprosy waxeth again, after that he is seen of the priest, and is yielded to cleanness, he shall be brought again to the priest, and he shall be deemed to be of uncleanness. If the wound of leprosy is in a man, he shall be brought to the priest, and he shall see the man. And when white colour is in the flesh, and it changeth the sight or former colour of hairs, and that flesh appeareth quick or waxing, it shall be deemed the eldest leprosy, and grown to the skin. Therefore the priest shall defile him, that is, deem him to be foul, and the priest shall not enclose him again, for it is of open uncleanness. But if the leprosy running about in the skin flowereth out, and covereth all the flesh, from the head till to the feet, whatever thing falleth under the sight of the eyes, the priest shall behold him, and he shall deem him to be holden with the cleanest leprosy. For all the skin is turned into whiteness, and therefore the man shall be clean. Sithly, when quick flesh appeareth in him, he shall be defiled by the doom of the priest, and he shall be reckoned among unclean men, for quick flesh is unclean, if it is sprinkled with leprosy. But if the flesh is turned again into whiteness, and covereth all the man, the priest shall behold him, and shall deem that he is clean. The flesh and the skin, in which a botch is bred, and is healed, and the place of the botch, or a fell sore, appeareth white, either red, the man shall be brought to the priest. And when the priest seeth the place of the leprosy lower than the other flesh, and the hairs turn into whiteness, the priest shall defile him, that is, deem him foul. For the wound of leprosy is bred in the botch. That if the hair is of the former colour, and the sign of the wound is some deal dark, and is not lower than the flesh beside, the priest shall enclose the man 7 days. And sithly, if his sore waxeth, the priest shall deem the man to be a leper. For sooth, if it standeth in his place, it is a sign of a botch, and the man shall be clean. Flesh and skin, which the fire hath burnt and is healed, and hath a white, either red, sign of wound, the priest shall behold it. And lo, if it is turned into whiteness, and the place thereof is lower than the t'other skin, the priest shall defile the man. For a wound of leprosy is bred in the sign of the wound. That if the colour of hairs is not changed, neither the wound or soreness is lower than the t'other flesh, and the species of leprosy is some deal dark, the priest shall enclose the man 7 days, and in the 7th day he shall behold him. If the leprosy waxeth in the flesh, the priest shall defile the man. Else, if the whiteness standeth in his place, and is not clear enough, it is a wound or soreness of burning. Therefore the man shall be cleansed, for it is a sign of burning. A man or woman in whose head or beard leprosy bourgeoneth, the priest shall see them. And if the place is lower than the t'other flesh, and the hair is white and is subtler, either small, then it is wont, the priest shall defile him, for it is a leprosy of the head and of the beard. Else if he seeth the place of the wem, or the sore, even with the nigh flesh, and the hair black, the priest shall enclose them 7 days, and he shall see them in the 7th day. If the wem waxeth not, and the hair is of his colour, and the place of the wound is even with the t'other flesh, the man shall be shaven without the place of the wem, and and he shall be enclosed again by 7 other days. If in the 7th day the wound or soreness is seen to have stand in his place, neither is lower than the t'other flesh, the priest shall cleanse the man, and when his clothes be washed, he shall be clean. Else if after the cleansing a spot waxeth again in the skin, the priest shall no more inquire whether the hair is changed into white color, for apparently he is unclean. Sithly, if the spot standeth still, and the hairs be black, know then the priest that the man is healed, and trustily pronounce the man clean. A man or a woman in whose skin whiteness appeareth, the priest shall behold them. If he perceiveth that whiteness some deal dark shineth in the skin, know he that it is no leprosy, but a spot of white color, and that the man is clean. A man of whose head the hairs flow away, he is bald and clean. And if the hairs fall from the forehead, he is bald and is clean. Else if in the baldness before, either in the baldness behind, white either red color is bred, or is sprung up, and the priest seeth this, he shall condemn the man without doubt of leprosy, which is bred in the baldness. Therefore whoever is defiled with leprosy, and is separated from other men, at the doom of the priest, he shall have his clothes unsewed, and his head bare, and his mouth covered with a cloth, and he shall cry himself defiled and vile. And all the time that he is leprous and unclean, he shall dwell alone, without the tents. A woolen cloth, either linen, that hath leprosy in the warp, either woof, either certainly a skin, or a pilch, either whatever thing is made of skin, if it is corrupted with a white spot, either red, it shall be a reckoned leprosy, and it shall be showed to the priest, the which when he hath beheld, shall enclose it up 7 days. And again he shall behold it in the 7th day, and if he perceiveth that the leprosy therein hath waxed, it shall be deemed continual leprosy. He shall deem that cloth defiled, and all thing in which it is found. Therefore the cloth shall be burnt with flames of fire, and if the priest seeth that the spot hath waxen not, he shall command, and they shall wash that thing wherein the leprosy is, and he shall enclose it again 7 other days. When he seeth the former likeness not changed again, nevertheless, that neither the leprosy hath waxed, he shall deem that thing unclean, and he shall burn it in fire, for the leprosy is shed in the over part of the cloth, either through it all. Else if the place of leprosy is darker, after that the cloth is washed, he shall break away that dark place, and he shall part it from the whole. That if fleeing leprosy and unsteadfast appeareth furthermore in these places that were unwemmed before, it oweth to be burnt in fire. If it ceaseth, he shall wash the 2nd time those things that be clean, and they shall be clean. This is the law of leprosy of a cloth, woolen and linen, of warp and woof, and of all pertinence of skin, how it oweth to be cleansed, either to be defiled